We good. What up, man? We back. Season 5, we live, Richmond, Virginia. I'm your host, Chase Minnifield. And we got Max. What's good, Max?
What's up, fellas? Season 5. We in my new hometown, loving it. And we must be doing something right because we got back-to-back legends this year.
Oh, yeah, man. It's getting wild, bro.
It's getting crazy.
It's getting crazy, man. You know, these is interviews that they got to pay for.
Yeah. Typically.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't tell them that now. It's too
they
late.
just can't get these boys on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Interviews, these stories that they don't tell.
Exactly.
You know
exactly.
So, Jeffrey Fitzgerald, man. UVA legend, 9'5". You know what I'm saying? We're going to get the full 9. What's up, bro?
Can't call him, man. Doing all right, man. Just wanted to come out here and show love. I see y'all doing a lot of positive things, so had to come out here and, like I said, show love to y'all. So,
bro, appreciate that, bro. I know it's hard to get you out here, man. It's like an MJ interview out here.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
hey, man, I don't come out too much, but you gotta call for my guys.
Yeah,
man.
Appreciate it, man.
You know, I know we had Alex sending text messages. So I was like, I'm gonna have to hit him myself. I'm gonna have to hit him myself, bro.
A little more star power to get out
Yeah,
there.
man, you go ignore them joints for sure.
Nah, ain't like that.
No, we appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
We're just like we told about Mill, man. We appreciate you was one of our old heads, man. And we showed up on campus. You took care of us, all that different type of stuff, man. So we appreciate you leading the way on that. Give everybody a little intro, man. Tell them who you are, where you from, and kind of a little story before you got to UVA.
Like I said, Jeffrey Fitzgerald out here, born and raised Richmond. Went to Hermitage High School. 4-sport athlete there: football, basketball, baseball, track. So
okay.
Basketball was actually my first love, so that's what I really wanted to do. It wasn't for my guys like Jamil, a couple of my other brothers growing up that really convinced me to play football because I was just going to play basketball without the high school. So that off season, that was my mindset. But as we got closer to camp, they was getting ready to go to practice. They were looking at me like what you doing? So,
yeah.
Naturally, I just followed suit, went out there with my guys, and thankfully that I did because that's kind of my avenue and everything like that. But high school went well. I'm actually dealt with quite a few injuries in high school, so ended up blowing up my knee my sophomore year, which so blew my ACL, MCL, meniscus, and my right knee my sophomore year. Ultimately had me miss my basketball season that year. That was kind of tough, but I ended up bouncing back from that. Shaking back my junior year playing, had a successful season, but we ended up coming a little short. Back then, when we was playing, you had to go undefeated just to make the playoffs. So,
oh, damn.
Yeah, we went 9-1, ended up missing the playoffs that year. So, yeah, it was tough back then. A little bit different nowadays with the kind of how they got everything set up and everything. But like I said, it was cool. Get ready for my senior year, come out there. Ready to go. Actually, that junior year after finished playing, that's when the year I played baseball. I actually played growing up, pretty much 6 to 12. Was pretty good at it, but basketball, football is a little bit more faster paced. That's a little bit more what we're into. So,
what you was doing in track? You was running?
Nah, I wasn't doing none of that. I was an athlete, but I stuck to throwing, shot and distance.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So. Did that my 8th grade year in middle school, but also did that my final year, my senior year in high school. Really just did that to try to get prepared to go to UVA. I ended up tearing my knee up again my senior year. I did that my the scrimmage right before the season started. So
that's tough, man.
Yeah, actually, it's crazy because the week before I had just committed to UVA.
Oh, you got a story like mine.
Yeah, so
I hurt my knee right after I committed. I thought Coach Groh was gonna pull my joint.
Right, same thing, and actually it was crazy because they showed love. Actually, it was ironic because they were actually at the game. I blew out my knee the first time my sophomore year. They were in town recruiting Fontel and Dwayne. They were very big recruits coming out of the area from Hermitage High School as well. Fontel, he actually ended up committing to UVA. Dwayne Brown, he committed to Virginia Tech. So,
right. Damn, y'all boys was big out there.
Yeah, we actually had a mob.
Anybody was under 6'3"?
Yeah, right? Jesus.
But yeah, so they was actually there recruiting them and showing some love that game. And I actually met Mike Groh that day. Ended up getting hurt pretty much the last drive of that game. So it's ironic they end up showing love, sticking, actually really pouring into me a little bit more after that game. And
you had a lot of offers too, though. Yeah. They ain't had no choice. You know what I'm saying? You was like, play with me if you want to.
Facts. I ended up, I think, having 26 offers. That number kind of gets changed depending who you ask. So I didn't really keep up with that too much. I wasn't trying to collect them or anything like that. But like I said, just, again, being very close, Fontel Mons and my brother, they were like best friends growing up. So once he ended up getting committing to UVA my junior and senior year, I actually just went up to UVA a couple times just to kick and hang out. It wasn't even on a recruiting visit type, anything like that. But when it kind of came down to that recruiting time, I was just very comfortable going out there. So it was just an easy transition for me to, like I said, just to commit there. Like I said, I had a very good relationship with a lot of the guys there. Obviously, the position group, I was very interested in where the program was at the time. So definitely wanted to see what happened like there. And like I said, they just showed a lot of love throughout the injury process, kind of that start and even the second injury. They stuck with me through it all. So like I said, it was definitely very confident. And once I got there, like I said, the love was still the same.
Did you take any other visits to any other schools?
I didn't. I definitely do regret that. I took a couple unofficials, but no official visits anywhere else. I definitely regret that, just down to that experience and trying to get out and traveling and everything like that. But just when I went to UVA, it just was a lot of love, and I knew that's where I wanted to be at that time. So like I said, I didn't really play around with it, and I did want to make sure that
were they winning? Were they winning when y'all was watching UVA? Or was it just like Fontil's up there?
They were solid. They were middle pack. The year we went, they ended up going to the Continental Bowl, I think, out of North Carolina. Yeah. They ended up beating Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken.
Got you.
So like I said, they were solid. They weren't kind of doing that great, but honestly, that was one of the things that drew me to them. I didn't want to just jump on the bandwagon team. I kind of wanted to be in that.
Yeah, you want to have an impact.
Exactly, part of that crew that really, like I said, turned some things around potentially. But like I said, they were definitely in a good position. But our class definitely had the potential to really, and we did some things. But like I said, we could have took the ceiling off for sure.
So before we move into your UVA years, do you feel like playing multiple sports? Because, a lot of kids these days try to play single sports and don't do multiple different things, and parents are encouraging that. Do you think that made you a better football player? And two, do you think it also played into injuries?
I definitely think playing multiple sports helps. Helped me being a better football player. Like I said, I feel like I was a football player, but I was an athlete first. Like I said, for me, just the ability to play in baseball helped me with my hand-eye coordination tremendously. Playing basketball helped me with my footwork. So all that helped me be a better pass rusher or whatever it may be, catching the football, whatever I need to do. So, like I said, those other skill sets that I developed in other sports definitely helped me be a better football player. Did it help with injuries? That's tough to say. Like I said, because growing up, that's all I knew was competing. Stayed in season, whether it was from football, baseball, basketball, AAU sports, whatever it was, just year round competing. So that might have had something to do with the wear and tear on my body, but I wouldn't put it all in that. For myself, I kind of always dealt with knee injuries from like when I was 8 years old. I had growing pains, so it kind of started with that, and then obviously it transitioned to actual structural damage with blowing out my knees and stuff like that. But I can't really say that the other sports directly caused any type of thing, but
tough, man, but
that's just kind of the wear and tear on your body that sports take. But I'll take that all day.
Coming back from knee injuries, man, it's not easy. It's a mental game for sure, and it builds mental toughness. But you rarely hear people getting hurt young. Like really getting hurt young is tough. Like I'll never forget when I hurt my knee. If I was playing basketball, hey, I thought it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was about, you know what I'm saying? I was a little bit, I guess, naive. But I thought I was going to be 18 and, you know what I'm saying, dreams of NFL, playing college. I thought that was all rap. I thought it was just, you know what I'm saying, go work for your dad or something. But I remember Coach Groh called me and said, we're going to stick with you. I was like, all right, well, shoot, let's go.
Definitely, like I said, I guess it was a little bit different because, like I said, the first time I blew out my knee, like I hadn't even known what an ACL was for real. Like, I was just so green to all that. I remember.
You probably came back quick, too.
I mean, afterwards, no, it hurt. It was crazy because actually, after I blew my knee out, standing around a pile, one of my homeboys tried to make a tackle.
Oh, I'd have been hot. I'd have been hot, bro. That's the shit I can't take when niggas out there playing reckless, bro.
So, I mean, he was going hard, and he kind of leg whipping, going around, took my knee out. So, ended up walking off the field. It's crazy because, like, where I was sitting, walked off the field, sat on the bench, I thought I was, it was hurt, but I'd be all right.
Yeah.
Put my leg down and kind of turned around, and like the bottom half of my leg, because I actually tore my ACL, MCL, meniscus. So MCL was gone. So as I turned around, like the bottom half of my leg just kind of dropped out. I was like, that can't be normal.
Nah, that's not right.
We got to get this fixed ASAP. So end up kind of going in, but like, so I'm so green, they ain't know what it was. I'm telling the coach, like, yeah, I left my mouthpiece on. I need to get another mouthpiece so I can come back and play eventually.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, you ain't got to worry about that. Your season's done. So, that was kind of tough. But like I said, definitely learned a lot early about perseverance. And just like as you talked about, it's probably more mental than it is physical to come back from those type of injuries. So it definitely helped me grow early at a young age. So like I said, I obviously would prefer not to have injuries, but you got to find a silver lining.
That shows how good you got to be.
Yeah,
because ain't nobody really recruiting two knee surgeries.
2 knee surgeries.
Right.
That's crazy.
We got to still take that chance.
All right, man. So what made you UVA? I guess is more so a family atmosphere. You like the class that was coming in. They promised you any playing time. What was the thing?
Nah, nothing was promised off the rip. Like I said, it was just a real family atmosphere. They showed a lot of love from the start. They were consistent throughout the whole process. As I had the injuries, they constantly they stayed in there and everything like that. And like I said, I had already committed. So
how did you tell people you had got hurt? That's what hurt me.
How'd I tell them?
Yeah, like when you got hurt and you knew you was hurt, did you like your last year after you already committed to UVA, like the calling of the coach and be like, hey, I just tore my
It was crazy because my senior year, that one was wild actually because like I said, I heard that in my scrimmage.
Okay.
Just put the foot in the ground, plant it, cut it wrong. Yeah. I just felt a little tweak and I didn't think it was too much of it. Ran off the field, a couple plays, tried to come back in there, play another play. It didn't feel right. I'm thinking, it's just scrimmage. I ain't going to push it. So end up getting evaluated. They was like, yeah, looks like a meniscus injury. Okay. I'm like, all right, cool. So x-rays, MRIs, all that in the nine. So I'm going into surgery thinking it's a meniscus injury. I'll be out for a month. I'm coming back, get ready to play the rest of my season. Yeah. So had a surgery. Get back to the crib. I'm back at home doing my, like I said, just post after the surgery. Mom's walking the room. She had a look on her face. I'm like, what's up? She just looked different. She kind of sit on the bed. She's like, they went in. Once they did the surgery, they found out it was your ACL. Like, what you mean? Yeah. Like they did the X-rays, the MRIs. They said it wasn't the ACL. Yeah. So like that can't be it. Yeah. Like,
they just cut me open and start playing around.
Exactly. So they actually end up saying, they end up doing the ACL recovery. Reconstruction.
Yeah, reconstruction.
So I was like,
can't just be doing that.
Exactly. Yeah, right? Exactly. So
you gotta wake a guy up and let him. Exactly. I gotta consult on that.
Right. It went from what you think you'll be out for a month to you out a whole year. So like I said, that kind of blew me. So it was more so them reaching out to me, saying that because I guess
did they just hear about it?
I'm sure my mom reached out and told them and everything, kind of gave them the whole spiel or whatever. Then they ended up reaching out to me, kind of consoling me because, like I said, I kind of took that process real tough during that time. Senior year, really just wanted to kind of go out. And it was crazy because, after I committed, I remember walking around, I might have been with Jamil, kind of walking around before the scrimmage and everything, talking with one of the coach, one of our old coaches, because he wasn't coaching at the time. And I was like, I remember saying, yeah, this is the last time I'm gonna play for fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because once you get to college, it's a business. It transitions. So I was just gonna really look forward to kind of enjoying and playing my last year of football out there. But it didn't work out. Obviously, like I said, and actually that would kind of push me into doing track because I actually did. Just wanted to get ready, find something, and get the competitive juices going. I didn't want to just work out and prepare for college. I wanted to get in the track. I had done it my 8th grade year, so I was kind of familiar with it, but kind of green to that as well, but actually turned out pretty decent. Like I said, I did well. I actually ended up during a regional track meet. I ended up breaking the school record and won the shot put region record, well not record, but won the region tournament that year with throwing 57.5. So which is actually the current school record right now. So
to this day,
stamp on it.
Definitely. I actually got a young guy now who's probably going to break it this year. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing that. One of my defensive linemen who I've been coaching up, he's actually committed to VMI. So he's a freak of nature. But I'm looking forward to seeing him break the record this year. So
gotta go sometime, right?
19 years strong. So
that ain't too bad, man. That ain't too bad at all.
Not bad at all.
All right, man. So you show up to UVA, and we didn't even really touch on all this a little bit with Mill and them, but how was your experience culturally showing up to UVA with, you know what I'm saying, dealing with everything that's around campus and stuff like that?
It wasn't too wild. I mean, like I said, where we grew up, you know, it's definitely a diverse area. So, like I said, going out there was not quite as diverse, but I mean, you know, I wouldn't say it was too awkward. But I mean, I had no problem getting around. So, like I said, it was just a little different. You kind of learn how you had to maneuver a little bit, but
move a little differently at UVA.
You know, you had to, but you know, as we know, you got to learn how to wear different hats.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so football wise, you get to play first year or you redshirt?
My incoming year, I redshirted, you know, coming off the knee injury as well. Like I said, we also had some dogs up front. So not to say if I was coming in fresh, I would have been playing. But, you know, definitely coming off the injuries that 1 year, you know, I took it as a badge of honor. Just that 1 year to really develop my body, get to understand the system. That way you can really come out there and play that first year as a veteran. So when I redshirted my first year, got a great chances to grow under some, like I said, defensive linemen. I came in, you know, you had Chris Long there, and he was young at the time. So we had our OGs like Kwaku, Brendan Schmidt, Chris Johnson. You know, you got your OGs out there that really showed us the ropes. Like I said, what it really meant to be in that locker room and everything like that. So learned under them, and also just getting a chance to practice and being on the practice squad and playing against some of those guys. Like I got to line up against DeBrickashaw Ferguson every single day. So you fresh out of high school off of injuries, and that's the first person you got to see every day.
First round pick.
You better bring it.
Exactly. So that made anybody else look like JV work pretty much, you know. And like no disrespect to them, but just all respect to Brick. That's just what that is. So but like I said, it gave me an opportunity to really grow and develop. And like I said, once I got to them and played my redshirt freshman year, that's why I was able to have the success that I was able to have.
Was that freshman All-American?
No, freshman All-American.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Freshman All-American. Show up and show out.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, talk about kind of, you know, your experience at UVA with the football team, Coach Groh, and, you know, you jumped in and made an impact right away. So how you feel about that? You know, how many games did you win your redshirt freshman year?
Redshirt freshman year, I think we were 5-7.
5-7. Then next year was a bowl game?
Yeah, 5-7, if I'm not. Yeah, because we just missed it. It was crazy because those years weren't different. 5-7, 9-4 years. They weren't very different at all. It's just we were a little bit older and we knew how to win those games. You know, we were very young. Like I said, myself, our class, we had quite a few players. So either just true sophomores or redshirt freshmen. We had quite a few guys starting and playing serious roles. So we were just young on the field. And, you know, he had a great group of older guys as well, like kind of giving us what we needed as well. But again, though that year initially, I vividly remember that one off season was at the crib playing a game. It was a couple of us. We were just all sitting in there watching the bowl games. Somebody was like, "Man, this shit whack."
Yeah.
That's all they said. Everybody knew exactly what they was talking about. And we was all in agreement, and it was like just a moment from that point forward, that off season, we just had a different energy going into the season, into the camp and everything. Like I said, I had a good group of the young guys coming in and get that in essence turned into that season where we had 5 or 6 wins by 2 points or whatever it is. So, you know, a lot of those games were the same games. We just didn't know how to win them the year before. So we just found out the way to win and everything like that. So, like I said, and that's all hats off to Coach Groh and his mentality, that toughness and everything like that. Because, you know, it wasn't always one of the quotes that's up in the meeting room. You know, the best players don't always make the best team, but the best team always wins. So that was his mindset, and ensured that through the preparation and everything we do, we were going to be the best team. So, like I said, hats off to kind of that. And I actually just went up to visit with Coach Groh about a month ago, spent a couple of days with him, and it's crazy just the level of genius that he is, really. I can't even put it no other way, man. Just the way that he can still right now just recall games and just really put himself back in that moment. Like, I can't even do that right now by what I did last season with the guys I coach at Hermitage. So it's like it's just the way that he's able to do that is nothing short than amazing. But like I say, great dude.
So man, if you freshman, you know, I didn't have this experience. I don't think you didn't have this experience either. But you know, freshman All-American, how does that feel when You come back onto you know what I'm saying. You show up.
You could just left me out of that too. You could just say you ain't had that experience, bro. You'd have to ask me.
Just didn't want to leave you out. But you know what I'm saying. You show up. You know, how do you even go? You walking around campus. You know, second year. You know.
Yeah,
but it's different.
Yeah,
I don't know that era. Tell me about it.
You know, for me, I stay low key. You know, I stay out the mix anyway. So like that, I ain't really let none of that get to my head. All that mean, I just had to get prepared for another.
I mean, you on a fast track for NFL.
Yeah, that's the mindset. You know, and for me, I never really saw it that way. I mean, I was in the mindset of if I take care of it, that's gonna come. You know, so I wasn't like I want to ball out to make it to the NFL. So I just wanted to do the best I could, mainly to put the team in the best position to win. You know, so that was my mindset. But I mean, the success came, but like I said, I contributed a lot to, like I said, really just the team that we had. You know, I just try not to be too big, not to be just find my place. You know, you know the motto: do your job. You know, that was just the motto for what we did, and like I said, it just really fit in. And like I said, just obviously playing opposite of Chris Long, he got a lot of the accolades and well deserved. You know, like. He was one of the guys that deserved every bit of praise that he got. But like I said, I feel like our games really played well off each other. You know, a lot of my success came initially, especially my redshirt freshman year. It came early, where I think a lot of teams were just focusing on Chris Long. And then, you know, I started stepping up and taking a lot of the pressure off him to where he started coming on strong at the end. Right. To kind of flip the next year where guys were like, okay, well, we got to do something about this guy as well. So they started, you know, a little bit more game plan on me, and that's when Chris got off to that just unreal stat race what he was in, where he had like all the sacks and whatnot. So clearly teams had to like switch it and like, all right, well, we can't let him go crazy. And again, that's toward the end. That's when I started to pick up. So
can't double team everybody.
Exactly. So I think our success definitely played off one another and everything like that. But it just came from just that team unit, unselfishness, and nobody really cared who was getting the exactly. We just wanted to go out there and ball and be in there with our brothers.
Before I jump into the suspension stuff, you got any questions for us?
Yeah, man. I just want talk to me about, like, if you look back now, or when I look back, Groh and the player he recruited, especially for that 3-4 defense, that's a hard player. I feel like I don't see a D-line, D-tackle hybrid like you see Long like we had. Is that a position that's like gone? I feel like everyone's playing the 4-3 and got you guys coming off. A player like you, full off, just come off the edge. But people don't understand that 3-4, y'all had to fight double teams a lot. Or, I mean, your job was to hold the edge for one of our 4 linebackers, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is tough, and it's definitely tough to find in today's day and age. And, you know, like, I coach in high school, because I actually tinker with that mindset as well, just playing it, because I understand the benefits that come with playing in 3-4. But it is tough, because, like I said, you have a mindset. In essence, you're a defensive line that's playing offensive line, because a lot of times you're just blocking for the guy behind you, occupying gaps and stuff like that. So it is tough, and it is hard to find guys mainly willing to buy into that concept. Right. You're not just getting upfield, you're not running upfield, you're not just trying to cause havoc in the backfield. You're actually trying to move a man against his will, against whatever you got to do. So like I said, it mainly just requires a level of toughness that a lot of guys aren't willing to give into and commit to. And I mean, you know, that's just what the nuts and bolts of football is. And unfortunately, you know, we understand the reasons why, but some of that toughness is being removed out of the game. Yeah. And naturally, I think that comes with the personalities that come in the game, unfortunately. But, you know, that's the one thing that I know I grew up loving about football was the physicality, the toughness, and just the kind of understanding that came along with it when you played football. So, but to get back to your point, the body style, I mean, it's kind of tough because a lot of times you just, not many people want to play defensive line anymore. Right. You know, everybody want to get dressed up and play 7-on-7 and do that game and, you know, look cute and little runaround stuff. Yeah. But, you know, that it is what it is. You know, everybody know you got to get it done in the trenches first and foremost. But I know a lot of times it is more of the four-man front defense. You know, I actually like that as well. But you know, it has its benefits on both sides of the ball. Oh, well, both defenses, I should say.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
All right, before we jump into the suspension, do you ever look at, like, you know, C-Long being the second pick of the draft, going against Brickershaw's another first rounder, BA's first rounder, Eugene's a first rounder, and those are actually who you practice against every day and everything that you do, and then look at kind of how with the suspension, with the injuries and things of that nature that you had to go through, do you ever feel, man, like, man, I wish that some of this was this way or some of this was that way because I know my skill set and talent set was at this level of these people?
You can't have. It's only natural to have those thoughts. So you think it, to play the woulda, shoulda, coulda game and all that stuff. But really, there's no point in doing that because, like I said, it ain't no stock in that. So you can have those thoughts for a brief moment, but ultimately, like I said, it just kind of give me more reason to push forward. And like I said, what I'm doing now, kind of with the coaching, being able to pour into the future and the kids and stuff like that, and be able to just tell them my stories and stuff like that to help them. Put them in a better situation again, so they don't have to kind of figure it out quite as much as I had to figure it out, Because you had guys, when I was coming up, I had guys that kind of guided me along the way, but nobody who really was walked that walk who can really walk me through it as much as I feel like I'm trying to do to the youth now. So just trying to pour into these kids and let them know that like what the future you got to hold for them.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it then. So you played 2 years, 3 years before they suspend you for
2 years.
2 years. All right, so you come off of All-America. Second year, did you make any accolades that second year?
Second year, I didn't make any accolades.
No accolades. But obviously still on draft radars for sure.
One of my better years, but no accolades.
Yeah, and then you get suspended. So talk to us about this. Did they let you play in the bowl game?
I played in the bowl game against Texas Tech. That was my last game at UVA. So,
okay, so that's the last game you ever played was at Texas Tech. And did you have any, like, how did that go about? Did you have any inkling of what was going on with that situation, and what was your kind of experience to it?
Ironically, pretty much that whole 07 season I was going through that process. Like I said, actually, I don't think nobody on the team knew what was going on, but like I was back and forth between trying to handle that situation and in between practices and the classes. So I was really on the go. Like I said, between classes, actually dealing with, like I said, with the academic situation. Going and meeting with attorneys at the time, then getting over to practice. So it's like I said, it was very hectic. And like I said, me, I don't really let too much out. And Kevin, I think I might have let a couple of my close people knew what was going on, but for the most part, I kept everything to the chest.
Tight.
Just dealt with it because it wasn't going to change who I showed up as. So and I didn't let that. And that's one of the things that I love about football. It was kind of that sanctuary, I had all that stuff going on, but as soon as I stepped between the white lines, like it absolved all of that from me. Like I wasn't thinking about it in front of those, Coach Groh practices, those 3-4 hours. I could sit there and really be locked in on just what it was in the moment. So I wasn't even thinking about that. And obviously, once into practice go on, then you kind of had to get hit with that reality. But football was kind of that safe haven for me. That was a place I could really just relax and just be focused on what I was in the moment.
Did you think it was going to come down to you not playing another game at UVA?
I knew that was a possibility just because, they got that little single sanction thing out there and all that. And it's a lot of BS that kind of come with that as well. But, it is what it is. And like as it happened, it was definitely a tough situation. It was frustrating, but I had to, again, as I do it all the time, kind of dealing with the injuries. You just kind of take it in stride and
go with what
and just find out what's next, and you make the best out of the situation. So that's when I ended up transferring out to Kansas State. Had that connection with Coach Prince. He got me out there. It's crazy because I actually got recruited by Kansas State prior to. Had offers from them.
First of all, Kansas State's in the middle of nowhere.
It is literally the middle of nowhere.
Like I went there one time, and it was I don't know what the hell. I flew in and flew out. I had a meeting there. They met with me for 30 minutes, and I left. And I was like, ain't no way I'm doing that again. Like, Manhattan has no airport. You got to fly into, I think Kansas City and then drive.
Actually, they do have an airport, but it's so small. But it's crazy to fly in. The rates in there is ridiculous.
Crazy.
So it's easier to fly into Kansas City or Wichita. One of the two. It's 2 hours away.
And then drive. Yeah, man.
Tough.
So, that's wild.
Yeah, but like I said, full circle, got me opportunity out there. Like I said, they ended up recruiting me. Coach Prince was my main connection to get out there. But back then they had the transfer rule, so once you transfer, you had to sit out a year. And it actually was.
That's crazy now.
Especially with that transfer portal, and people get paid to go to other schools. But but no, it was needed that year off because actually after that the '07 season, our bowl season, going out to the Gator Bowl, it was ironic that, crazy that first game, sprained my MCL on my right knee. Second game, sprained the MCL on my left knee. I think like the fifth or sixth game, I tore my labrum in my right shoulder against Pittsburgh. The following week against Middle Tennessee, sprained my AC joint in my left shoulder. So, like, I was really banged up after that season. Ended up actually having to get 3 surgeries in 4 months that off season. And had I not gone through that situation, I was able to play the next season. I don't know if I would have got all of them, but since I knew I was getting the transfer and had to sit out a year, I went ahead and got all 3 of the surgeries. So, like I said, got them taken care of. Like I said, 2 knee procedures and one on my shoulder. So, had a microfracture and pretty much 2 microfractures done. And then, like I said, repaired my labrum in my right shoulder. So, like I said, it was quite a bit of, actually, it's crazy. Like that all season.
Do your knees hurt now?
Oh, yeah. But I mean, I'm in the mindset like, what does hurt mean?
Yeah,
it's just
different levels.
Right, it's just Tuesday. So.
Yeah. Like, God, because we was talking to Bivens. Bivens was on the podcast, and he had all those knee injuries too.
Yeah, Johnny
you know
B.
what I'm saying?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, it definitely catches up with you now.
The doctors be talking crazy because I ain't have nearly as many knee injuries as y'all did. And they talk about like about 50. Like you gonna definitely need a knee replacement.
Oh yeah.
You know
definitely.
what I'm saying?
I'm already bone on bone. So if I the way the knee replacements, they only last about 20 years. So that's the main reason I don't have them now. Because I would need to have them another time. So they only want to do them on the later times. Because like I said, once you get that knee replacement, hopefully you only got to get it done once.
Do you run?
Ride bikes.
Yeah, ride bikes.
Yeah, ride a bike. I run, stay active. Like I said, I coach. So when I gotta get out,
not on concrete.
Nah. I don't run on concrete. These don't do concrete.
Can't do it.
These do not do no concrete. Stay grass.
All right, so tell us about your Kansas State experience, man. We ain't got none of that perspective, obviously, but what was that like, football wise and school wise, compared to UVA? Again, it was different. It's just similar to Charlottesville, just stuck in the middle of nowhere. Charlottesville kind of a small town as well, but you just kind of right around everything. You got a nice area. But like I said, man, Kansas, the same thing, just kind of stuck, which makes it a real nice college town, though. So, and like I said, the fan support and the love for like the athletics is crazy out there. So, like I said, it definitely had a great atmosphere, real good college vibe. But, it was different out there in the Midwest. What I do like about it is just gave me different perspective. Living out there in the Midwest versus the East Coast. Then obviously later on through my football career, like being more in the South to the North and everything like that, bounced around, kind of give you the perspective living in different areas and everything like that. So I appreciate it from that standpoint. But like the football itself, like I said, when I got there, Coach Prince was there. He actually ended up getting let go, and they brought back the previous coach, Bill Snyder. Okay. That's crazy. That's crazy how you can get fired and then bring back the old coach that they hired you from.
Exactly.
Where did he go when Brian Prince came? Like,
no, he retired.
Oh, he retired.
Yeah, he retired.
Gotcha.
He retired. So but again, he is Kansas State.
The guy.
Like again, as you came in there, if you flew into Kansas City, you rode on the highway. It's called Bill Snyder Highway.
Bill Snyder Highway.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Prince got to go.
Yeah.
He got to be out.
Go. Yeah.
But again, it was
that's like Welsh coming back.
Definitely. So the stadium was named after him, Bill Snyder Family Stadium. So he's really a legend out there. But I mean, well deserved. He turned around the program. I think it was in the '70s. Once he came back there, it was ironic because Coach Prince, he's kind of a player's coach. So. And when I say
that might be debatable.
Hold on.
When I say that, let me say that to
depending on what type of player
more the structure of things.
Yeah, got you.
The structure.
See, I didn't see him cuss a couple people out smooth.
I didn't see them follow people in the hip pocket.
Definitely got that in them. But more so what I'm saying with the structure, where practice is like 2 hours, at max 2:15, type like that, where, Coach Groh, we in there 3 hours, easy. So Coach Snyder had the same mindset. He's that old school, tough-minded. So a lot of cats, once he came back, they couldn't shake with him, But me coming from Coach Groh, that was just what I was accustomed to. That was normal. So, I fit in well out there. Just that first year, kind of sitting out, just, again, seeing a different brand of ball, just from the ACC to the Big 12. Big 12, I feel like, was football now, where ACC was football in the 90s and stuff like that. Though 11 personnel, 12 personnel, tight ends, fullbacks, you running at you, and back then Big 12 was spread, all that type of stuff. What you're seeing a lot of now. So it was a different style of football, but it was good. I mean, like I said, I thoroughly
You get
enjoyed
off better.
myself.
You get off more when you was playing here, or you was playing then.
I definitely UVA. Definitely, I know. Those last 2 knee surgeries definitely took a step off me for sure. That's for sure. I definitely felt they I still may do with what I had. Still got around.
Microfracture's tough.
Yeah,
I mean, microfracture was I think the main reason I had microfracture as well. But in the draft process, they was like, that's not going to get you drafted. Like,
exactly.
If you got that, you're not getting drafted.
Facts. So yeah, that definitely. I'm sure my long, extensive injury sheet
you had a
was
history.
part of it. Yeah, and like I said, that along with a couple, like I said, the other decisions and everything. Like I said, with the decision getting kicked out of UVA and going to Kansas State, I'm sure all that stuff played into it. So that kind of transitioned to me to playing afterwards. You got to play a little bit of arena ball and everything like that. So got a little chance. Actually, take it back. I got a brief opportunity to play with the Chiefs. Got a free agent opportunity out there.
Nice.
Played through the first preseason game. It was crazy because didn't work out. I think it was starting quarterback Matt Castle. I think at the time he ended up getting banged up. Matt Castle or Brady Croy, one of the two, ended up getting banged up a little bit at the time. They needed to bring in another quarterback just to fill the spot. So that was kind of the thing that I was the most expendable at the time. So like I said again, just makes you realize how much of a business that is. Like I say, you hear it all the time.
It don't have nothing to do about skills, performance, none of that.
Exactly.
They're like, man, Fitz might only have a couple years in him. Let's go ahead, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So
knee
injuries, all that type of stuff, because it's crazy. Because at the time they had just switched over to the 3-4 defense. So coming over, and like I said, I think that's a lot of things that would have give me the opportunity to get the opportunity at Kansas City. Coach Groh, he was plugged in. I believe he had good respect with Coach Haley and Romeo Cromwell. They all under that Parcells tree as well. So that's the main reason like I said, they run the 3-4. So once we got there, it was like I was at UVA, pretty much same playbook. So it was comforting from that standpoint. Like I didn't have to, because that's usually the biggest thing when you go to the NFL is just learning the playbook, the terminology. Stuff like that, but it was second nature to me because again, it was the exact same playbook we ran at UVA. So it was ironic. I actually knew a lot of the defense better than our defensive line coach at the time. But like I said, so I had my opportunity there. Then once that didn't work out, played some arena ball. Played up in Philly one year. Played up in Chicago another year. And like I said.
You wasn't taking it easy on them knees, boy.
Nah, not at all.
You were running till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, definitely. I got everything out of them for sure. But like I said, it is what I love, man. Like I said, the athlete in you, you want to get the most out of it and everything like that. So I definitely, like I said, you still have the effects of it from now. Your knees still ache from time to time. Can't get around as much as you want to do. I've hit that wall one time. That's one thing they say about that wall is undefeated, and it's for sure. One time, Do
you ever feel like rejected or like not a feeling of acceptance just mentally from the University of Virginia community? Just as you didn't graduate there, got kicked out of there. Like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a bit of it. Again, it's kind of more of a probably internal thing. Self. Like say, you kind of hear the alumni, you don't really associate with the alumni, like I said, so it's a little bit of disconnect there, but I'm saying the brotherhood on the team, there's no disconnect there. Every time, obviously I don't feel like we link up that often, but every time we link up, it's love. Yeah, it's definitely love, So like I said, it was crazy because a couple months ago, Coach Groh, he has a little luncheon back in Charlottesville, so a couple of the guys got together and linked up for there. So there's a couple of guys I haven't seen in years. So, but again, every time, it's always a good time that you link up and you just reminisce on those stories, the times you just spent out there and practicing, blood, sweat, and tears, all of it. So you just get to talking about it. So it's always good to link back up.
For sure. All right, man. So tell people, what are you doing now?
Currently, right now, I'm, like I said, coaching at Hermitage High School. Okay. I just going into my third season out there now, defensive line coach. Also building swimming pools, doing some construction, working with Exquisite Pools. One of my good friends growing up, his father owns the company, so I've been doing that past 3-4 years. So like I said, I've been doing that right now, and also doing some defensive line training.
Defensive line training.
So I feel like there's a big void for that out here. You know, you get a lot of skilled people training. Actually, we have a very good offensive line training program out here as well. But I don't hear much about the defensive line training.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a big void. So starting to do that this year, mainly kind of focusing on the pass rush aspect of it right now. So doing some training with that. But yeah, looking forward to kind of growing that program for sure.
How you feel about how to get recruited these days versus how you had to get recruited nowadays?
It's tough, you know, because like I said, and maybe I was just so green.
A lot of kids want to just post that they got an offer on Twitter.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing it for. They're really doing it for the offers. You know, and that's what I was going to say the difference, because like I said, maybe I was just kind of naive to it, but we didn't do it for the offers. You know, we just balled. We just wanted to compete. That was the main thing. We just wanted to compete. So, so seeing it now, like I said, they just want something they can post on Twitter or have a nice image on Instagram. So they do it more for the likes than the actual competition. So, but I mean, ultimately, that's kind of the recruiting landscape. You know, kind of the way it's set up now. You know, it's tough. It's tough, you know. I'm glad I kind of grew up.
Do you ever tell your kids that you're training, like, if I did that, you know what I'm saying, my whole page would have been offers, you know what I'm saying? Like, my whole grid on Instagram would have been different schools. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they would have been upload all of it.
Right, definitely. I mean, you just you speak to them, you try to speak truth to them and let them know that, and ultimately, all those offers, especially because now it's crazy because like kids are getting offered in like middle school and like ninth grade and stuff like that, and like, you know, when we was coming up, we couldn't even receive an offer until your junior year. So it's like now these offers, people throwing them around like
crazy.
Like they ain't like half of them.
They're not even real. They're not even real.
So they're just saying that just go. You can post stuff.
That'd be the worst situation.
Like
once they think they got an offer, show up on signing day, they ain't got no paperwork.
Exactly.
You know
so you just try to teach that to the kids and let them know that like you might have these offers, but you still got to earn it every single day. You know, it's one of the things.
It's like camp offers too, man.
Exactly.
Like it's not even off the film like that to me. It's like a whole bunch of camps joining.
Yeah, but like
I would have struggled because I'm a corner that can't really play without pads. Like I need my pads on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That 7-on-7 press ain't working.
That's not
they slippery. They slippery on that 7-on-7 press.
Definitely,
I need some pad work.
But you know, it is definitely a different landscape. But you got to let the kids know that, like I said, one, that once they get it, they got to keep it. So, you know, just the mindset that they got to keep grinding. And we got a good group of kids over there at Hermitage now. We actually got a young group. We actually have a real talented kid. One kid, he got quite a bit of offers and well-deserved, you know. So, just kind of, he's one of the guys that you got to keep reminding, like, okay, you got the talent, but
what's up?
Eventually, everybody going to have that talent. Then what's going to separate you? So, you know, just that's the mindset they got to have and understand that, and that what they're doing is not just to be good on this level. You know, it's to be good forever, and then on those next levels, and ultimately the biggest level. So, like I said, we definitely got like I said, some good cats over there.
Well, I appreciate you boys having the patience to put back into these kids, man.
Facts.
That's good. You got anything, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, I just want to know, you know, we've asked a couple people, but somebody your caliber, especially high school, college, what was the transition like, and where were you like, all right, you know, the NFL might not be the path for me?
Well, yeah, like I said, that was always the goal. You know, I had the opportunity with the Chiefs. That was kind of short, you know. Like I said, I was really looking forward to getting the opportunity because, you know, their first game's typically for the quote-unquote starters, like a pregame. You know, the next 2 and 3 in that time, the fourth game were really for those guys on the cusp to really get a look at. Yeah. So I kind of felt short of that. I never really got an opportunity to get to those levels to see what I had the opportunity. So bounced around, played the arena ball, and quickly learned that, you know, I tried to get another look through there, but arena ball is not really set up for defensive linemen. It's more so like a 7-on-7 league. Quarterback, receivers, DBs. They're the guys that can kind of transition.
It's like one-man rush.
Exactly. Yeah. So I can get out there, beat a guy clean, and still not get the QB nowhere near before the ball's gone. You know, so it wasn't the best opportunity for defensive linemen, but it was just another opportunity to continue to play ball. So I just ran with any opportunity.
You ever look into it?
Looked into it briefly. Never really got too many opportunities. I didn't go after it too aggressively. Actually looked potentially play some across seas and wherever they might go as well. You know, I wasn't going to at that point. I knew I wasn't going to really make the money of what I wanted out of it, so I might as well try to get the experience.
Yeah.
But then I kind of looked into it, and I feel like those you actually had to more so pay to play, and I definitely wasn't going that route and everything like that. But you know, like I said, once I kind of went through those and kind of got the understanding, like, yeah, probably not going to happen. It's definitely rough, you know. It's tough, but obviously that's kind of more reason why I jumped into the coaching game. It kind of still gives me that element of the competition, sticking around, staying as tightly glued to the sport as possible. But you know, still, it's definitely tough. You know, you got to go through it. There's a saying that athletes die twice. You know, and I think that's very true. So it's just learning how to navigate that second life. So
that's good.
That's what's up.
Did you ever feel like you couldn't watch like the NFL and stuff like that?
Never liked the NFL. Still to this day, I struggle watching the draft though.
Yeah, I don't watch the
draft. I can't watch the draft. You know, that was kind of tough. You know, like I said, actually coming out of college, I was still projected to be drafted. So
watch every pick.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I watched. You know, and actually it's crazy because my year was the first year they stretched out to 3 days because it used to just be 2 days.
Oh yeah.
So I watched 3 days of just what ultimately turned out to be torture. But nah, you know, it was cool. But like I said, I definitely still that's kind of fresh on me. And also like I say, so there are a little bit of regrets. Kind of wish I had a better experience with that. Definitely wish I would have got an opportunity at the combine. Still don't quite understand why I didn't get an invite to that.
That's especially from freshman All-American, they automatically.
That's crazy, right?
No matter what you did.
Right. So
you could have had 0 sacks the rest of your career.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, never quite understood why I didn't get that combine invite. But you know, like I said, just.
But it probably was good because you know I went to that combine. I had those knee injuries I had, and they had me in that CAT scan for about 12 hours.
Straight up. Oh yeah, picked apart. Definitely.
You'd have been there longer than me, bro.
Facts. At that time, I think it was 5 knee surgeries in. So yeah, definitely.
So they might have get you solid on that one.
Straight up.
Yeah, that was a bad day. I think I was in the CAT scan for 12 hours. Then it came out and hit like 4 or 5 on the bench.
Benching was all bad forte, man. That was my forte.
Medical, not good.
Not good.
Bench, not good. Yeah, it's bad. All right, man. Well, yeah. Tell everybody, man, where they can keep up with you, follow you. You know, reach out to you if they want to train with you. Where can we keep up with what you're doing?
I don't even know my handle for real. I think it's Misfits Training. I think with the Misfits,
okay.
MIZFITZ Training, I believe. That's the main training page. Don't really do too much of social media. I got to get better with that. I definitely got to get better with that. But you know, follow me on there. I think Coach Fitz is my other one. I could be wrong with that as well, you know.
Yeah, you somewhere on there.
They'll figure it out.
Wherever we tag them, that's
exactly.
Follow the tags. Y'all gonna be in the right place. But
there it is.
Definitely.
Well, we do rapid fire. I know you see how we rock with it.
Okay.
First is come see your mind. All right.
Okay.
So, let's do it. Let's do it with hotels or Airbnbs.
Airbnbs.
Listen to books or read books.
I'ma listen.
You go into the movies or you watching Netflix?
Movies.
Cable or stream?
With them prices, I got a stream. Cable's too high.
IG stories or IG posts?
Neither.
Watch the news or read the news?
Neither.
Would you rather start a podcast or write a book?
With my dogs, we starting the podcast.
Hey.
It is.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Detroit pizza or New York pizza?
What's Detroit pizza?
Like the little thick one, the thick square joints. You ever had
deep
it?
dish?
Nah, they ain't Chicago. But nah, neither one. I'm going with New York.
New York.
Yeah.
All right. If you was moving, are you going to hire a moving company, or are you just going to move yourself and get friends and family to move?
Me and my dogs.
Me and my dogs. All right, bro. Appreciate you, Fitz, man. It's a pleasure to have you on here, man.
Appreciate y'all, man. Love.
Hey, it's his fault, bro. We lost.